Hi amigos, how are you doing? Today I want to share with you 2 Louis Vuitton fails. Total fails that I was able to try on in store that I was so bummed did not work for me. Stay tuned. How many of you were so excited to see the new release of the Damier Azur items that popped up on the website for Louis Vuitton? While I was in store recently, I decided to take advantage and try on these items because they actually had the LV monogram out on display, and I asked the sales associate to see if she had the ones for the Damier Azur. She quickly brought them out, and I tried on the KeepIt bum bag, and then I also tried on the new Slouchy in the beautiful Damier Azur print. They were both gorgeous. Saw the pictures online, saw other YouTubers raving about it, but I thought, let me try it on. The KeepIt was really pretty. It is nice and slim. Once she brought it out for me to try on, I extended the strap all the way to the very longest length that I could so that I could try it on, crossbody. That's not a bag I would most likely wear like around my waist. I really just wanted to kind of like sling it over the shoulder, sling it, especially crossbody. At the longest length, for me, it literally like sat just right under my bust line. It didn't have, any more length to it. And also, because it is rather slim, you have the front little pocket, it doesn't carry a lot. Overall, that little bum bag is not going to carry a lot because it is slim and it's not as roomy as some of the other ones. They have a little bit of width to them, right? They have a little bit of depth. And I have an older iPhone XR, a 10, and I put that phone inside on the larger zipper, on the larger pocket, to see if that would even fit, because just looking at it, you can see that it's rather slim. It barely closed, like it barely zipped shut. Like I could zip it shut, pero muy apenas, like barely. So if you have a larger phone, or especially one with a little bit more of a width, you're gonna have a hard time putting your phone in there and zipping it shut. I am old school. I am not one of those that likes to carry their phone in their hands or in their pocket of their pants or whatever. My phone goes in my purse. So that was a bummer because it was really cute and it didn't work out for me. So that was the first total fail. So just take into consideration, especially for those of you that are my size, average frame. I am like a size 14, 16, 18 up top, just depending, on what it is that I'm wearing. But because of my larger chest area, I do lose some length for my frame. The reason why I was in store was because I was actually picking up one of my Murakami orders that came in. And so while I was there, that's why I decided to try on those bags, because she happened to have them in stock. So I will be doing a video of the 2 Murakami pieces that I received from drop 1 and drop 2. So please consider subscribing if you are not already. I'm a Latina who happens to love luxury. I'm a bargain hunting Latina for luxury. I also love to share military discounts for those of you that might be eligible, but I love to share deals and steals. So please consider subscribing to the channel and click on that bell so it'll alert you when I upload that next video for my Murakami pieces that I added into my collection. Now let's move on to the Slouchy MM. I was so excited for this bag. You have no idea. I thought the style looked really cute, especially for a Damier Azur print that was clean. The only piece that I have in my collection is this BD25 that was the nautical print. And I've been wanting just a regular Damier Azur style handbag. And when this one came out and I saw that it was going to be like an over-the-shoulder bag, I thought it was going to be great. And it was at a fair price point, considering it is Louis Vuitton. However, I wanted to go in and try on the smaller one. I was not a fan of the really big, larger style, because it is rather like a hobo handbag. And I wanted the smaller one. The young lady, she brings it out so that I could try it on, and I open it up. You have the beautiful pink, like microfiber lining on the inside, like that Alcantara, really soft interior lining in the beautiful pink shade. That already was like gorgeous. You have the nice little tag on the side, and overall it was beautiful. Now, once you slouch the bag, right, because it's a slouch, you have those 2 points. I call them picos in Spanish. So you have the 2 points on either side to form the slouch. On a table, on a counter, online, it looks gorgeous. Once you try on that handbag and you have the tip of the slouch on one of the sides of the handbag, either side, it, for me, was starting to poke, and like it would just poke into your side. Because that was the smaller one, you don't have a lot of room, especially in the strap drop length. Now, maybe in the larger one, you might not have that issue because the larger one has a little bit more of a strap length or in a strap drop, but on the smaller size, for me, when I tried it on, it was so uncomfortable. Like it just felt odd having that point of the slouch poke in to the side of your body. And I'm not a tiny petite thing. Again, have a larger chest area, you know, so I'm more of a fuller figure. Now, maybe if you are a slender figure, that might be an issue for you. But for those of us of a fuller frame, this is a handbag you definitely want to try on to see how comfortable it's going to lay against your body frame. Now, if you were to push that handbag in, like bring the slouch in so it's not pointy, it is nice and slender, and looking at it, like that's great, it looks pretty. But because you have a decrease of a shortened strap, it's going to sit high under your arm, almost like what a pochette accessoire, since the pochette accessoire strap is rather short, and if you were to carry it over the shoulder, it's going to sit high on your shoulder, right? So it's going to be like right underneath, kind of like your armpit area. And so that's how this handbag would be if you were to flatten it in and not have the slouch forming those 2 points on the side. I was extremely, extremely bummed. So for me, for that handbag, that would have to be a handheld, or it would be like a crook of the arm. And the purpose of that bag, in my opinion, is to be able to have the ease of slinging it over your shoulder. And those points just killed it. I was extremely disappointed in that one. And again, the PM size, the larger one, you know, it's only $100 price point difference really between the two, which is rather interesting, but I just don't want a huge bag like that. You know, I'd rather wait to see if maybe they might come out with more other Damier Azur styles, because it was just, I was really, really bummed and disappointed that that one didn't work. So for those of you that have gone in to try it on, let me know if you have the same issue, or if you did get it to where you feel like it pokes in on your side, because for me, it did. The other point that I wanted to stress is that because of the slouch, it forms those points on either side of the handbag. And with canvas, for me, you have to be very careful when you sit your bags on a shelf or whatever, because the canvas will then start to form like a crease. It'll start to bend, because if you've left the bag like that for a while, it's going to start to take the shape. And case in point, this is my Speedy 30 that I bought on vacation at St. Thomas when they actually had a boutique there. Now they kept this bag like flattened out, and I think it's on this side. If you can kind of see, I have 2 creases, one on this side and one on this side, that has not gone away because of the way they kept this one stored from when they packaged it, like in the box for me to bring home. So see how you end up forming like creases like that? So those creases have stayed on this bag, and I have yet to be able to have them go away as much as I stuffed this bag. But I can see the crease here, and I can see the crease here because of how they have this stored, put away until somebody purchased it, and then they flattened it out again like that, I think from when I, you know, took it home. So that's what would worry me with that, this slouch bag, is if you consistently kept it like that when you would store it, put it away, or whether you hang it when you get home and you keep those points, it'll start to form that crease. And if you're okay with that, then that's great. But for me, it would start to become a concern over time if it could end up starting to maybe crack the canvas, or if it doesn't crack the canvas, if you're okay seeing those defined lines in the handbag because of the fact of how you have it slouched. So that's just a note of concern. That would be something that to take note of if that is this is a handbag that you are interested in purchasing. But wanted to share my experience with you of these two fails because these are pricey items, and especially for those of you who might not have the convenience of a boutique to where you go in and try these handbags on, especially if you're somebody you know, with an average frame or a larger frame. You know, this is just my experience in trying them on and how they were total complete fails for me, because I really was interested in that smaller slouchy size bag and the Damier Azur print. Beautiful handbags, cute little bum bag, beautiful handbag. If they would have made the strap drop longer to where you could keep the handbag just straight up, you know, straight up and down, no slouch, I think it would have been perfect. I would have loved that handbag, but it just was sitting too high. And it would be a bag where, like, if you did carry it over the shoulder, you would have to push the bag like farther back to get it out of the way, so you wouldn't feel those points digging into your side, right? So like it would be back here and the points are more towards the back of your shoulder, if that makes sense, especially on that smaller size. I'm not sure how the larger one would fit, but most of the people that I have seen videos talk about the slouchy bag, they're thin, they're petite, they're small, they're not you know, my average frame size or larger. So that's why I thought it was really important to go ahead and just give you this PSA announcement as to how they did not work out for me, in case you are considering these handbags. But they're beautiful. If you purchased one and it worked out for you, great, congratulations. But if you're considering them, just take note, and I hope this helps you make a best decision for this purchase within Louis Vuitton. Have a wonderful and blessed day, amigos, and I'll catch you in the next video, and be sure to stay tuned for my Murakami unboxing that will be coming soon. Hasta la próxima. Until next time. Bye-bye.